obviously a really big win for our program and our players. We've worked really, really hard since last March to become a better defensive team and a tougher team. To play Wisconsin, you're going to have to be extremely tough. They're so strong, disciplined, good, and I thought we showed that today. Some great defensive numbers, and really, really very proud of my players and happy for us, and looking forward to tomorrow night.
We'll go with questions for the players first, so we can get them showered. Just raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you. Don't be shy.
Deflect passes and strip balls, are those some of the things that, like Chris said, you've been working on since March?
Yeah, for sure. That's something that we preached during the summer times, working on it, trying to get 50-50 balls, and I think that's what we did tonight.
This question for either one of you guys. First half, you kind of played half court. Second half, you guys was pushing the tempo. Was that something you made adjustment in the second half, knowing that you can push the ball down the court?
Not really. That's just the way we kind of play. We can play fast, or we can play half court. That's something that our offense is really about. It's just all well-rounded. So.
Questions? Anything else for Blake or Dave?
Blake, you played a few games now here for Richmond. Just wondering what the transition's been like for you, playing, for an A-10 school, and how you think you've handled your first few games.
I think I'm handling pretty well. I'm still trying to find different ways to score, but I'm getting more comfortable game by game, and that's good. So the first couple games have been going well for me.
For either gentleman, how special is it for you? I know it's still early, but 5-0 mark, I mean, it's got to be pretty cool so far, right?
Yeah, this is a big win for us, big win for the program, and we're excited about this, and we're looking forward to tomorrow. So.
Any other questions? You guys.
For being an offensive juggernaut, what did you do defensively tonight to really slow Wisconsin down?
I think more than anything, it's your mentality. We talked about that they're so good and successful and confident that they were going to do a lot of the similar things, over and over, and they eventually get edges and make shots and make good plays and great decisions. And really, it was more of a mentality. We're not a good defensive team last year, and a big part of that was probably youth, but I think a lack of toughness showed up, and so we've really worked hard at it. I think more of the principles that we have, and they're really good. Honestly, they're just they rarely lose in the non-conference for sure. I'm just so impressed with their program and happy that we could, go in there and match them. I think they took the lead one time in the second half, and we were able to come back. I think we scored in the very next possession, and just had strong will and toughness about us that really enabled us to win the game.
Coach, you're very offensive-minded, but you guys played well on the backside, closing out on the shooter. Could you speak about that? Because, defense wins game, and you guys played a heck of a defensive game, especially the second half.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I feel like, our offensive numbers are extremely high right now. But if you play Wisconsin, that's not going to be the case. You get very little in transition. They really challenge every shot. They challenge every pass. I mean, their positioning is so great that you need to get a couple of, when you have an edge, you really need to capitalize. And I thought defensively, we were going to need to play a really good game because of that. Our first 4 games, we really scored and moved the ball nicely. Just Wisconsin has a way of not letting you do that. You can move the ball, but it's hard to get good shots. And I knew we'd have to play really well on defense, and we came through tonight.
A big-time scorer for you guys. This year's taking a back seat, but it seemed tonight Wisconsin had kind of a lot of trouble with him. What makes him so unique and sort of important for what you guys do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's extremely versatile. He had the play in transition that was really beautiful, where he kind of faked the handoff and dribbled the length of the court. He's very versatile. He's worked extremely hard, extremely hard. And to become a guy, he made a top of the key jump shot. He made post moves. He got good rebounds. He was good defensively. And guys 6'10", they don't usually come in that way. And he's worked extremely hard. And As I've said many times, he approaches basketball like a 5'10" walk-on, and he's a 6'10" all-conference player. And I think that shows up tonight, and you can see how much of a leader he is, how vocal he is, and how passionate he is. So I thought he was great tonight, and one of the best games of his career.
Considering the type of games that you played the first 4 games, was this game something that you wanted to see your team play, a kind of a possession-by-possession game?
Well, sure, but just not necessarily against Wisconsin. Yeah, I think it's good for us to see that. You know, I think we're on offense. We have some really good players who are aggressive. They know how to play. They're skilled. And when the game is very free, those things really show up. When it's tighter and more physical and half-court, and especially with Wisconsin, how they play defense, it's more difficult and challenging. And I thought we still were able to get some things, not as many as usual, but we were able to get some things that capitalize just on some edges that we got, some transition which really helped us, and just overall able to get enough baskets to win the game.
Coach, I don't want to cost you any money here or anything, but one of the points of emphasis in officiating this year was the flop warnings and the flop calls. Obviously, there was one against Prince. They're just curious if you've seen that so far this season and what your thoughts were there.
I think your microphone's broken. I couldn't. Yeah. Well, I think it's a great idea to try to police flopping and try to eliminate it if possible. There are also natural basketball plays where guys fall down, and I think that is another burdensome call that the officials have to make. I mean, that's not an easy one. That's not an easy one to make, and because I think in basketball, some guys fall down all the time, and I don't necessarily know they're trying to fake the referee out to get a foul call. I think they're just off balance, or the easiest thing for them is to land softly. So I think it's tricky, and I think it puts that much more on the officials.
All right, last question.
Coach, was there anything specific that you said to the team to get them ready for this Reuvers Legend Classic, just to get them ready for Wisconsin and for these teams that you all are playing?
Yeah, that's a great question. No, because you could just sense our guys, that we had 4 home games, and you could just sense that our guys knew this was a great opportunity. Richmond's program has, the highlights of Richmond's program have been beating these high major teams or competing with these high major teams. And they had a sense of that, and they know that. And so I didn't really have to say anything in terms of getting them ready for this kind of a game.
Thanks, Chris.
Disappointed in the outcome and how we played. Obviously, going to give Richmond credit for taking advantage of a lot of opportunities that were available for them. This will be a good learning experience for this group. There's been a lot of things that we've tried to improve upon and grow from, and a lot of things tonight that were uncharacteristic of us, specifically not taking care of the ball, inability to be effective enough in the paint. So we've got 24 hours to think about it and get better from it and get another chance tomorrow night.
What was more bothersome for you, not taking care of the ball, or maybe some of the shots you guys took that maybe were early in the shot clock that weren't completely clean?
Well, obviously, having 15 turnovers for us is very uncharacteristic of us, and obviously that leads to them getting out in transition, and we don't get a shot on that possession. So there are times that we need to look at what type of shots we are taking, especially late in the game and when we need a bucket. But obviously, 15 turnovers is way too much, and we would like to have that in the single digits, and especially for a team that's not really pressuring that well or that much. So that's something that we're going to have to get back to the drawing board about.
At times.
Yeah, we didn't get the ball inside enough in the second half, and when we did, we didn't finish. Well, some of those threes too were quick in the possession. I mean, the ones we want to shoot are inside out.
I guess for Nate, was it something that they were doing defensively to take touches away from you guys in the interior, or was it just what you guys weren't doing?
I mean, they took some stuff away, but we gotta cut harder and we gotta want it in there more.
Nate, I'm not sure how big of a role Golden played in the scouting report, but was it difficult to slow him tonight, given what he could do on both ends of the court, especially inside now?
It's tough with their guards. They're really good shooters and they're really quick. So we're trying to stay with them. Maybe stayed with them too much sometimes and left them open for some dump offs.
Dimitri, especially the last couple of games, you guys have been moving the ball so well, sharing. That didn't happen as much tonight. What was the main problem as you saw it?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we didn't get it inside, and that's when we're at our best, when we play inside out. And I think that once we get it inside and we finish inside, that opens up the teams doubling in the post and us being able to kick it out and make the one more pass. And I think that when we did do that, we got open looks and we got the shots that we wanted, but it definitely starts on the inside, and we didn't get it inside enough tonight.
Dimitri, right at the end of the first half, what's the mood for your group going into halftime? Because it was kind of a rough first half offensively for you guys.
I would say that it was a rough offensive half for us, but also on the defensive end, we didn't get stops when we needed them. And I think that was just a good momentum booster coming into the second half. But it definitely starts on the defensive end, and I think that propels our offense, as Coach mentions all the time. And once we focus on the defense and we get things done on the defensive end, it propels our offense to do better.
What you saw tonight?
Well, surprised or disappointed. I mean, I'm not surprised that maybe we didn't shoot as well. What I was more disappointed in is how we took care of the ball or didn't take care of the ball, and how we settled for quick threes, especially in the first half. That we settled way too much. And as these guys mentioned, we didn't play inside out near enough. The second half we got it in a little bit more, but we weren't near as effective. We only had 2 points in the paint. So those are the things we'll look at on tape, but I thought, like I said, we settled way too much for threes without playing inside out. And that's how we've always been, effective, and what's put us in a rhythm. And we could never get in a groove tonight.
I know you're going to say that if you had the answer to this, you'd fix it, but how do you explain that? I mean, especially when they had been so playing that way for actually most of the season.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be nights that you're not going to shoot it well. And maybe coming in this environment, I thought we did a decent job on Richmond. They've been averaging 14 made threes a game, and we were able to take most of those good looks away for the most part. So, when you're not shooting it well, and if you're turning it over more than you are accustomed to, and more they can, especially in a lower possession game, that puts so much pressure. I mean, they end up below 1 point per possession. It's our inefficiency offensively that, we can't be completely dependent on making 15 threes like we made, the other night. But I think that it was the type of shots that we're getting. And like I said, early ones without the ball ever going inside, we settled way too many and gave in that regard. And you're not drawing fouls, you're not going to the free throw line. It lets them be in a rhythm, it lets them play in transition. It's all the things that you don't want to do. And we've got to get better from that. We've got to learn to, mature through that and get better in a hurry.